Taurus, and welcome back to my channel, Lady in Yellow Tarot. My name is Marcy, and I'm here to give you a Mercury retrograde in Pisces in a reading. So, first things first, why is this happening to me? Okay, that is the biggest question I hear all the time. Why is this happening to me during Mercury retrograde? Screw you, Mercury retrograde, all the time, okay? It is like literally, it fills up my newsfeed on Facebook and Instagram. It is like the number one thing. And so, well, I thought, why not? Let's find out. Why is this happening to you? What miscommunications are happening? Kind of give you some enlightenment, Taurus. Let's find out, okay? So, I created a fun little spread to help you guys out with this. Give you some validations of sorts. So, just so you know, Taurus, it is going to be affecting through astrology your 11th house. So, the 11th house is about friends, groups, your goals, your hopes and wishes, also your professional goals, and also networking, okay? So just so you know, I have my Cancer is in the 11th house. Sorry, my Cancer Sun is in the 11th house. So meaning I myself have no problem talking, networking, making all the friends. So, Taurus, let's find out why is this happening to you in the realm of your friendships, your networking, your groups, your goals. Let's find out what exactly is going down. And it's also like a lot of miscommunication too. So this is gonna be really interesting for you, Taurus. Okay, let's find out. And then also just keep in mind that because the Mercury is in Pisces, it also indicates it's very dreamy-like vibes. That's what Mercury in Pisces does. So then we put that backwards, and these are a lot of false hopes and wishes. A lot of dreaming not being manifested as well. So I'm feeling that really strong for you, Taurus, especially since we talked about networking. Perhaps people are networking with you, and it turns out that they were just kidding. Just kidding. Like, oh, hey, James Smith, I would like to partner with you and we can do an awesome collaboration on this, whatever. And then you, James Smith, are like, yes, that sounds amazing. That's exactly what I wanted. And then after Mercury retrograde's over, that person never connects with you. And you're like, what just happened? You got all excited for nothing, okay? And you're like, why did that happen to me, right? So that's an example. That's what I'm hearing. Maybe there's a James Smith out there that resonates already with, okay? All right, wow, I think they're ready now. Okay, and then these are, I'm gonna shuffle just one more time because that's what they're telling me. I listen to my spirit all the time. Okay, listening to your guides help a lot. Okay, so shall we begin? 3 minutes later. Okay, Taurus. So first and foremost, the first thing I'm hearing, just the first things that's coming right at me that my guides are already screaming me about is strength, okay? You all are a bunch of strong bulls, okay? Strong bulls. I have yet to meet a Taurus that is a scaredy cat bull. Not in my world. And if you are a scaredy cat bull, let me know because I like to talk to you more and find out why, okay? So, strength. That is your thing, okay? Stay strong, but here's the thing with you too, Taurus. You can be stubborn. You can drag your heels. Perhaps, maybe Mercury retrograde is going to push those buttons. They're gonna be like, and you're like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? And then you're like, how did I end up over here? The Mercury retrograde does not care. They are going to move you to where they want to move you and maybe make you see something that you're not seeing, and maybe they're going to make you look at something. And then you're thinking, but it's Mercury retrograde. Maybe I shouldn't listen to it. Maybe. But the whole point is that I'm already seeing Mercury retrograde pushing, pulling, pointing, and you're like, no. See, if you keep doing that, you're resisting what Mercury retrograde is trying to show you. And I'm feeling this magnetic pull. Like I'm like trying, and it's like, see, you know, this is you, Taurus. Okay, I spent too much of my time on that. I can go on and on about that. But that's what the spirit guides are showing me. Mercury retrograde is trying to show you some things and you're resisting it way too much. Your stubbornness, and so this is what I'm feeling already. Okay, let's go. So what you're already being presented with is the Two of Cups, which is very interesting because we're already talking about friends and acquaintances and companionships and new ideas. So you're already found yourself before Mercury retrograde. You found yourself in this Two of Cups energy. Okay, so you're sharing this idea with friends. You're sharing this idea with a partner, a business partner, and you know it sounds really good, right? You're like, cool, I like this. And then the way you're prepping, you know, your preparation during this time was the world, okay? So you were feeling like, oh, this is such an amazing idea. I'm going to roll with it. And then the world is like, yeah, because this might be the completion that I've been looking for, okay? So here we go. You're sharing this idea. You're loving it. This sounds like a great opportunity to work together with a friend. And it sounds like fucking perfect. And you're like, yes, okay? So then what's going to happen to you during this retrograde is the Empress, okay? So here you are. I'm sharing this idea with this friend, right? And it feels really good with the world, right? And then Mercury retrograde's like, hey, I have an idea. Let's share the idea with all the friends. And you're like, okay. And so here you are going from just sharing it with one person, and now you're sharing it with everybody. Hey, world. Hey, world, I have this idea. I want to sell all the things, or I have this amazing idea, and I'm going to tell the world. Okay? Okay. All right. Why are we doing that, Taurus? Why are we telling the whole world about it? So this is how you're going to deal with it, okay? So I'm already sensing some problems within this, okay? Because I think this friend, this acquaintance, this partner, whoever you were sharing the idea with, is not happy. Like, hey, Jane Smith, I thought it was just me and you. And then now you have Jane Smith and all Jane Smith's 12 friends, okay? And now the 12 friends are like, yes, let's do this. And this friend's a little butthurt. Now we have a butthurt friend thinking it was a special thing between you two. And you're like, I just wanted to show the whole world with everybody. I just wanted to plant all the seeds and be the Empress energy and just kind of birth this idea as I need to. And now you have the Chariot. You're going to have to make a decision, Taurus. Are you going to go down the right path and follow the light? Or are you going to go down the wrong path and go down the bad, dark side? Okay, and you know what? Because you were too fast about this decision, you weren't even like doing your typical slow thing. You weren't even thinking it through, which is a typical Taurus thing. You guys are pretty good about thinking these through before you act. And I think because of the Mercury energy, you wouldn't even think, right? Because that's Mercury is again the thinking. You will let that Pisces dreamy energy take over your thinking process, and instead of taking a step back and reassessing everything, making sure this is the best possible idea, you just went and shared it with the world. Okay, so now you have to make a decision. This is how you're going to deal with it. Are you going to take it backseas and say, oh, just kidding? Or are you going to trust yourself and go down the right path? I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen here because I'm feeling some very unsure energy here, because you're stuck in this Pisces dreamy energy, and normally your Taurus self would know how to get yourself out of the situation, but you're kind of stuck in this, do I stick with my one friend or do I let all these friends in? And now you're having this dilemma with your friends. And you don't even know what to do, and you have to make a decision. There's no way around it, Taurus. You're gonna have to make a decision. And I honestly cannot tell you which way, because it's ultimately you put yourself in this pickle, and it is affecting your 11th house. So now you're going to have to figure out how can I go down the right road. This is going to be a lot of problem solving for you, and you cannot go back to your typical Taurus self, because by this point you've given out too much information. So you can't just be like, haha, just kidding, okay? So here's what's going to happen. The aftermath, the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is going to be what happens after the retrograde, which is telling me that you will be moving onto something, right? Onto the light. There's a light right there, okay? So there is a light right there, okay? So you see this now, Taurus? You see how there's the light right here, and then you're moving towards the light, okay? So it looks like you will sort through it, but you also need to acknowledge that you kind of screwed up too, okay? Because that's part of this train. Mercury is saying, hey, you know what, Taurus? You kind of screwed up, you went too far, and now you have to accept the mistakes you made. You may not like that, but I think that's the only way you can find yourself through the light, right? And then, the lesson, the outcome is, I think you're gonna know that you shouldn't jump, right? So the Knight of Swords is all about taking action ASAP, jumping way too fast. Okay, so I see the hesitation here, right? I see this hesitation right here. You're like, I'm not sure if I want to do it. So your lesson is, you will, by this point, it's already like March 9th, and you're gonna have a much clearer thought process. And I think by this point, you'll know, you will jump, you will, but you'll know that it's the right jump because you're going towards the right direction. But it's gonna take you all this time to get to that point. So make no jumps until after March 9th, okay, Taurus? It's very important that you make no jumps until then, okay? So next thing is, just fun fact, it's actually a full moon, the very last day of Mercury retrograde. So March 9th is the last day of Mercury retrograde and also the full moon. Okay, so with that said, I'm pulling a full moon card for you as well at this moment. So you're gonna get 2-in-1 reading, but also we're talking about two major energies happening on the same day. Okay, so what is going to be illuminated? So, and do not, I repeat, do not make that final decision, do not make that final jump until you see what the full moon is showing you, okay? And I'm going to tell you what the full moon is showing you, okay? I'm going to show what is being illuminated for the Tauruses collective. The Tauruses collective. Okay, so for you, it's going to be, how funny is this? Okay. I actually pulled a Taurus card for you, Taurus, and it says, your dreams need a practical plan. Do you hear that, Taurus? Your dreams need a practical plan, okay? So, Taurus, full moon is, what's being illuminated for you is that you need a practical plan. That is such a Taurus thing to do anyway. And then once the Mercury retrograde is over and that Pisces and dreamy vibes are not as, clouding your judgment, then at that point, hell, you are going to know exactly what that practical plan is. You're gonna know exactly what to do, and then you will gladly take fast action on that noise, okay? Gladly, okay? And then last but not least, I'm gonna pull a card and see what additional message they have for you, okay? So, what does the Taurus have to reflect on, okay? Okay, let's see. Right here. Release. So what you need to be focusing on is release, okay? So we talked about you sharing an idea with a friend, and then we talked about, you oversharing with all the friends because, that's what, it's in your 11th house, right? So it's on the house of friendship. So you're gonna be like, woo, let's share the whole world, okay? So what you need to reflect on is release, okay? Releasing what is not helping you, releasing information that's not working with you, acknowledging that, releasing some of that stubborn energy. Release the stubborn energy and accept you're bad. Trying to do what you can with that, just really reflect on releasing during this Mercury retrograde. And I think the more you release, because I'm already seeing the release, like I see this stuff releasing, then you'll get to the bottom of it and the bottom of the truth, and then you'll know when you start to release what's not working for you, you're gonna start seeing that beautiful yellow light, and you're gonna know exactly where to go, and then you're going to, where's that, the card? And then you're gonna jump, okay? So release, focus, and reflect on releasing during this time, okay? All right, well, thank you so much, Taurus, for hanging out with me and getting your Mercury retrograde reading. And I hope, and happy Mercury retrograde. And you know, the more aligned you are, the less it's gonna fuck with you, okay? And yes, I did curse, okay? All right, well, thank you so much, Taurus. Bye.